I think when you come on safari, you connect with your human DNA that evolved in this environment, and it makes you feel more and different things. So coming on safari is not just about coming to see a lion. It's actually to feel human, truly human again. My name is Calvin Cottar. I'm the co-founder of 1920s Safari Camp in Masai Mara, or Berikesi Group Ranch in Masai Mara. We have been in the region for multiple generations, but this camp started in 1998. My main focus has been in a different kind of guiding style, much more experiential and personal and slow safari, but at the same time also finding ways of making tourism work better for communities and conservation. What I've learned from the generations gone by is that there's nowhere else I could possibly live. I understand why my ancestors wanted to be here. It's paradise. It's perfect climate, perfect people, happy people, amazing wildlife. I would say patience also and expectations, because of the cross-culture differences of understanding what we mean by wildlife conservation. And elephants are good to us for tourism, but maybe not so good for poor people in the villages eating the crops. So we have a lot of work to do. I've learned how to be patient in explaining a different way of looking at wildlife. I've also understood that the purpose of my life is to try to give as many people as possible a new perspective on Africa, on conservation, on tourism as well. The most memorable experiences for me in my job and my life here, there are many. Being chased up trees by buffaloes and elephants. But I would say the most important one was when I was about 18 years old and I was walking, and alone. I walked without a gun, just me and my stick. And I came into a glade and I saw a leopard's tail in the bush coming towards me on the same path. She came to the edge, and because I stayed still, that's one of the things I've learned, is to stay still in Africa. If you want to be not seen, you stay still. Only primates can see movement. The rest of the animals, as long as you're right side of the wind where they can't smell you, they will not see you. So she came right past me. And that was really, obviously I was shaking for 2 hours later in excitement. But that really was the pinnacle moment of my understanding of what is being part of nature as a human being. My purpose is to give people as close an experience to wildlife without being in danger as possible. And also, number two, conservation narratives that keep that leopard alive, the glade alive, and the bush alive and around. So we initiated a leasing model back in 2013. The idea was that here we are making money from tourism, which is a completely subjective or abstract value, and yet we're on Maasai land. And how do we expect the Maasai to keep wildlife when tourism money has not been historically allocated to the communities? It's gone to the national estate, to the national tax, conservation fees into parks and reserves. So we decided to change the narrative and directly lease land from our Berikesi landowners. It's the only true way to get money to the ground in a fair manner from the tourism activities that happen in the Masai Mara area. So I'll just say that we're still on experimenting. It's still in formation. It's still an ongoing project because we have to convince thousands of people to agree that this is the right way forward. But it is the solution, because the lease money, it becomes like a regular, reliable income to families, which has all the upside of benefits into the pockets, improved livelihoods. At the same time, it justifies biodiversity to remain. At the same time, it justifies natural carbon sequestration through grasslands and trees and forest to remain. It achieves the country's 30% conserved land area by 2030. And there's so many other upsides to this. So this area, the Mara, is very special because it's part of the greater Serengeti Mara ecosystem. It's got the largest migration, probably one of the largest migrations in the world, the wildebeest migration. But it's also got the largest number of megafauna species. In terms of the camp, we developed the camp in a 1920s aesthetics to attract people who watch the film out of Africa. But once you're here, it's about the people, it's about this experience, it's about slow safari. The favorite thing about living in Kenya is that I feel as a Kenyan that I can offer a lot to impact the development of the country, to change mindsets for the betterment of wildlife and for the people. I think any kind of tourism that depends on nature of any kind, whether it's on the oceans, dolphins in the ocean, elephants on the land, all of that land is owned by Africans, usually very poor Africans, especially in Kenya, where 70% of our wildlife is proven to be outside of national park reserves. So ecotourism has a major role to play in securing this land for biodiversity. If tourism operators are not already putting money into leasing or some kind of model around regular, reliable funding for wildlife, for land to be kept for wildlife, then they need to change, and there needs to be a whole industry-wide change that this is the purpose of tourism. A typical day in my lodge would be waking up really early, say 5:30, cup of coffee or tea, and then getting out there long before the sun rises, and basically being out there to catch the animals that are like the cats, the lions. They'll be coming back from their nightly activities but still mobile. And then the hot time of the day would be midday, all the way through lunch and into early afternoon would be in camp. There's swimming pools, there's Masai cultural activities, the warrior school where you learn how to do bows and arrows, and that's very active for kids. Also just downtime, because in our worlds, in our lives in the West, we're always rushing to calendars and to deadlines and appointments. But here you can just let go of that, and your only appointment is how you feel in yourself. And the guides are trained to also know how you feel and what stage, whether you need to rest more, so they'll recommend things that are suitable for you. And so we're very an engaged personal safari experience. I am most proud of, I would say, my incredible staff, some of whom have been with us for 40 years. I'm proud how basically the community and us engage with each other on this new experiment called conservancy leasing. I'm really proud of how clients and guests come back multiple times. The most ever is 52 times, but not unusual for clients to come back 30, 20, 15, 10 times. Yeah, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of that.